Have you been thinking about giving your current website a facelift and thinking, is this going to F up my SEO? Well, it might, but it might not. It might make it better, and sometimes it may not affect it at all. So it really depends on what kind of a change you're going to do. And that's going to be the topic of this video. A website design can be of two types, a website redesign or a refresh. Now, what's the difference? A refresh is when you alter small things of the website. So think about your layout, visuals, your content maybe a little bit, the white space. These are little edits that you do to make your look much better. So you could be doing a refresh, for example, when you see your engagement declining slowly, maybe a few rankings are going down. That's when you do a website refresh. A website redesign is when you change the fundamentals of a website. So for example, you could be changing the whole content structure or the navigation, or you could be even moving your website to a different platform. You could be doing technical edits. So you could be creating complete rehaul of your content strategy, like building topic clusters. So it's a much more dramatic change than a refresh. Now, that being said, it's obvious that if it's a refresh, it can harm or improve your site minimally. So just a bit. A redesign is done with the whole purpose of completely changing the website's performance, whether it's visibility, whether it's engagement, whether it's speed, whether it's UX. You want to change a lot, and that's why you make these mega decisions. But that means there is more risk in that as well. Obviously, if you change core things like your content, your technical setup, maybe your URLs, then it will affect your existing SEO. So here's what you can do. Now, whether you do a refresh or a redesign, here are some things to watch out for and keep in mind and how you should approach it. The first one is know what's working, right? Analyze your site, see which pages are doing well, which keywords are performing well, what backlinks do you have, what content do you have, right? So now you can decide whether you want to update all of it, a bit of it, whether you want to change everything, your content structure, or just a few pieces of content, and retain what is already working. Do not mess with that, because it can, Google can drop you like a hot potato and then you're done, and it's very difficult to get back in the rankings. So try to know what's working and maintain it. Secondly is, if you are changing your URLs, make sure you provide a good redirect, like a 301 redirect, which is basically telling your users and your search engines that, hey, my page has moved, this is where you need to go. If you have WordPress and you have a tool like Rank Math or something, it's quite easy to set those up. Thirdly, make sure if you're changing your images, make sure that they're not heavier than before, right? Try to, even if they're beautiful, more pixelated, looks and feels better, make sure they're still at an optimal size so that you're not making your site heavier than normal. The fourth one is watch out for your on-page SEO. If you have a page that's performing well or you are creating new content, updating it, remember to optimize them for on-page SEO as well. Not over-optimizing, not doing too much, but just the basics that Google needs or any other search engine needs to be able to understand the context and the content of that page. So do not lose that while you are changing URLs. And if you are changing URLs because you need a new keyword and you need a new permalink, then update the on-page SEO accordingly as well. The next one is make a backup. Like, for heaven's sake, just make a backup, because you don't know what, effect, your site is going to have, whether it's going to be, backfiring on you. So make sure you keep a backup. Now, if you are using a popular host like Hostinger, SiteGround, Bluehost, etc., they usually do backups. I know SiteGround does it daily. I'm not sure about the other ones, but make sure that, you have the daily backup, and you can also do a backup yourself. Like for WordPress, I use Updraft Plus, for example. Then you can, restore if something goes wrong. And the last one is test your site before you make it go live. So put it in a staging environment, see that everything works well. This is especially in case of a redesign. And for a refresh, you don't really need a staging environment because you're updating small things. If you want, of course, feel free to go ahead and do it. But for a redesign, absolutely make sure that you test it first in a staging environment, that everything goes smoothly, and then you can publish it. And the last one is, once you've done those updates, don't forget to tell Google. Go and put them in Google Search Console, your pages or your whole website one by one, and just tell Google that these have been updated. Please index them again. So you just need to go, on the top bar of your Google Search Console, just put in your URL and just to, request indexing. And that's it. Those are the few steps that you need to keep in mind when you go about your website redesign or your refresh or any kind of design change that you do on your website. Make a plan, make a backup, test, tread cautiously. And that's it for this video. Hope this was helpful, and stay tuned for more.